You know, in the wake of the current coronavirus pandemic, I've heard it said numerous times, things will never be the same. And it's always said with a tone of melancholy, maybe even a tinge of dread. Because, see, the message seems to be that we're all doomed, right? People are dying, people are losing their jobs, we're headed into another Great Depression. We won't be able to go to Dodger Stadium anymore, we can't go to the beach, we won't be able to enjoy the 4th of July, and there's no toilet paper to be had! Things will never be the same. Scary thought, isn't it? And even for all the people who enjoy spontaneity, the thought that the routines we take for granted won't be there anymore, well, it's unsettling. Since the days of World War II, we have enjoyed enormous abundance in this country, and as a result, we Americans don't really do well with scarcity or inconvenience. But I'd like to give you a little bit of historical perspective on this, okay? I mean, after all, that's what I do for a living, right? You see, something like this, something very similar to this, happened a little over 100 years ago. Because there was a flu pandemic that lasted from 1918 to 1919. Believe it or not, when the flu hit the globe at the end of World War I, it ended up killing about 50 million people worldwide. And right here in Southern California, schools and churches were closed. People were told to wear masks. Folks were asked to stay at home for weeks on end. Social distancing was totally a thing 100 years ago. Actually, one man who lived in Claremont at the time said that the flu, and I quote, "The flu was no respecter of age. Children, middle-aged people, the old, they all got it. The terrible thing is you never knew where it was coming from. If you survived, it was just the luck of the draw." Fear was rampant 100 years ago, and people back then also said, things will never be the same. Another guy said something similar to that a long time before. He said this, "What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There's nothing new under the sun." Is there anything of which one can say, look, there's something new? It was here already, long ago. It was here before our time. You see, what we're experiencing is in many ways not any different from what our ancestors experienced about 100 years ago. It wasn't easy then, it's not easy now, but our ancestors weathered the storm. And you know what? So will we. Psalm 112 says this, "When life is dark, a light will shine for those who live rightly. They will not be afraid when the news is bad, because they have resolved to put their trust in the Lord. Their hearts are confident, and they are fearless." It's not easy for us right now, I know that, but there is light, there is hope. See, after the flu pandemic ended, this country saw enormous prosperity for the next 10 years, and the Christian faith experienced an enormous revival. And I'm confident that God will get us through this, just like He has so many times before.